Today we're going to talk about a really nice headlight upgrade for some of the rear-wheel drive and vintage model Volvos. Now, all the earliest Volvos, all the way back into the 60s and 50s, used a real common standard 7-inch round style bulb. And then when you get into the 240 models and you get into some of the 7 Series models, they came with this style, which is a 4x6 bulb. The idea behind all these is the same though, and it is that they used from the factory what's called a sealed beam bulb. And in other parts of the world they didn't have that, they had halogen bulbs sooner, but we kept those here in the States. And the reason was because it was federally mandated. Now when I say a sealed beam bulb, what I mean is that it's a bulb like this that you're probably familiar with if you've had any car that was, an 80s or 70s or earlier car. It's going to be a whole one-piece thing with the little prongs for the headlamp plug to plug onto, just part of it integrated. And when it's time to swap the thing out, you just swap the whole entire thing. You can't do just the bulb like on more modern cars. Now over the years these evolved and got a little better. The standard sealed beam was pretty poor light output. It was basically like just a regular light bulb with your filaments in there and the reflector in there, and it got power and ground through the back. Eventually some of these got upgraded and got a halogen style bulb on the inside. So that was an improvement there. Still not that great though, because you still had to throw the whole thing away when the light bulb burned out. Now that's where you start getting a really nice increase when you swap out to something better like our halogen headlamp conversion kits that switch it to an H4. A couple of the key differences in these versus that are going to be, one, if you look at the back, it's got a replaceable bulb. It uses an H4 halogen bulb, nice and easy, makes the replacement cheaper, and it makes the replacement light quality better by using this style bulb. Now if it burns out, instead of swapping the whole thing out and throwing it away, you just swap in the bulb. And these conversion kits are really darn easy. They bolt into the same place that the old ones would. They just fit right in. They have everything you need to install them. They come with the bulb. They have a little headlight harness jumper wire kit. The pin arrangement is slightly different, so all you have to do is just use this in between. Plug the old one into the end of this into that, and you go. Also comes with this really nice waterproof seal. This little boot goes on the back. And what that does is keep water out, keep the connections nice and clean and tight. Now, one of the other things that's sometimes overlooked when doing this is how much better the beam quality is and the fluting on the glasses on these Hella H4 lenses. And this is the same for both the round 7-inch ones or these 4x6 in the low beam and high beam position. If you look between the two of these ones, you can even see that. Just looking right at the front, you can see how much more crystal clear this style is, and you can see kind of that difference in the fluting on the glass. And the fluting are these little pieces in the back right here. How the light is directed out is determined by those flutes. These Hellas in the round and 4x6 rectangle like this have a very distinct, nice cutoff. They're designed to have a nice, bright, straight cutoff line, and then as you get to the right-hand side of the car, it flutes up a little bit to illuminate the side of the road. So you get really nice, good, high-quality light, concentrated, that illuminates the side of the road, but doesn't blind oncoming drivers. So it's a very nice upgrade, very easy to do, makes a huge difference on any of the cars that used originally a sealed beam style headlamp. Alright, let's discuss real quick how these go together. As I mentioned, they're very easy, but I'll show you on the back how it all assembles. So once you got this all installed, you got your big open hole there. Now you're going to take your H4 bulb that comes with it, and it goes in here. Now like with any halogen bulb, you want to be very careful not to touch the glass. It can contaminate it, and as it gets hot when it's on, can cause early failure. So try not to touch it. If you do, a little rubbing alcohol to clean it will work perfect. This goes right in there. It's got these little alignment tabs so it only fits in one way. Then you pop this little spring over to retain it, and it goes like this. Pinch these two pieces in, and they click underneath these little retainers like that. So now that bulb's in there nice and tight. Now the little protective boot goes on next. Align the 3 holes there. It even says top. Pop that little guy on like that. And now the last thing we need to do is just add our little jumper. So our little jumper just plugs into the back of it, just like a normal connection. And then you got that. So all you got to do now is take your original harness, plug it into that, and you're done. Remember, it can be the little things that make all the difference in how much you enjoy driving your Volvo. I've found, and many of our customers have found, that doing this simple upgrade can make all the difference in the world, especially if you do a lot of night driving. It's a real easy upgrade, doesn't take much time, big impact. Now if you want to make it even nicer, one of the options you can do as well is change the bulb in it. They come with a nice standard H4 bulb, but upgrading to something like a PIA Night Tech or a PIA Extreme White can make an even bigger difference in the quality of light that you have. So if you have questions on this, how much they cost, what the part numbers are, how they apply, if they work on your car, feel free to give us a call or check our website at ipdusa.com.